day everyone. So today is the 5th of July and I'll be composing another psychology video because I do believe that psychology plays a major role in order to attain profitability in this financial markets. So yesterday we tackled about systems and how you can utilize systems or how important systems are in order to attain your goals in life. And that somehow you need to be focusing more on your systems because we don't rise to the levels of our goals, but we fall to the levels of our systems. So today I'll be explaining and tackling more about on utilizing those systems with relation to your goals, because in this journey you have to both be process focused and detached from the outcomes, but at the same time you have to also be goal oriented. Let's begin. First, I want you to get your own journals, your own notebook. It could be a snap spiral notebook, a little notebook when you were still in elementary, any notebook you can start journaling. And what I want you to write on the first page is first state on what your current state of life is. Let's say right now you're still an unprofitable trader, you weigh like this is how your fitness activity is, we just want you to stating who you are currently and be dead honest with yourself, to actually see the transition. Let's say from 3 to 5 years from now, if you look back on your journals, you're gonna see, oh, this was me 3 years ago, and I can't imagine this was me 3 to 5 years later. So that's the first thing you're gonna write on the first page. And the second page, I want now for you to write down your goals. So first, write down 3 long-term goals. So also a quick reminder for all of your goals, make sure to state the first 2 words as I am, because this creates somehow like an illusion, or somehow you're fooling your subconscious mind that's already that person, because the focal thought or purpose of habits or systems is for you to become that person, because when you become that person you will be deserving to actually inherit that. As for the long-term goals that is attainable in the next 12 to 36 months, assuming that you are consistent, disciplined, with grit, and you're manifesting on what is actually you're stating and actually believing that that version of yourself already exists. So as for the long term, this is only an instance. I am a rich and wealthy man. I am a disciplined, profitable trader who trades over 7 figures. I am a wise, literate, and avid man. So what is the purpose of these long-term goals? The purpose of long-term goals is for you to have your trajectory that you want to attain in the next 12 to 36 months. And that is definitely attainable when done consistently. Now, long-term goals are useless if you don't have sub-goals under it. After knocking down your long-term goals, I want you to now knock down your midterm goals. After writing 3 long-term goals, now knock down 6 midterm goals, which is attainable for the next 6 to 9 months. And you have to be consistent in order to attain those. For example, I am a funded trader. I am a man who surrounds myself with people who have the same level of ambition, purpose, and frequency. I am a reader who consumes financial, habitual, and psychological books in order to have an edge in this market or in this matrix. That's the example for the midterm goals, but I want you to be dead honest with yourself and actually reflect and analyze what your goals are and write down those sub goals you somehow want to attain in the next 6 to 9 months. Lastly, the sub goals. These sub goals should be attainable the next 1 to 3 months. And this is what you're going to be doing consistently. And when these sub goals are done consistently, properly, and utilized wisely, eventually you'll be able to attain those midterm goals. And those midterm goals give you the ability to inherit those long-term goals. So an example for sub goals, I want you to knock down 12 sub goals that are sustainable for the next 1 to 3 months. An example for sub goals, something to take note with your short-term goals. I want you to write down 12 sub goals. Write down 3 to 5 ways in order for you to attain those sub goals. I'm a master of my strategy. What are my ways in order for you to attain those sub goals? Because somehow these sub goals are a lot easier to attain rather than those long-term goals. So what are the ways in order for me to be a master of my strategy? For instance, I practice 8 to 10 hours a day when I journal my trades. Where do I put my take profit at? Where's my stop loss at? When do I go on break even? What is the higher time frame narrative? What is the higher time frame draw on liquidity? And what are my emotions before, during, and after execution? What else? I forward test the sessions that I trade. For me, I personally trade only New York AM session. Somehow, if I want me to be a master of my strategy, I need to be forward testing those sessions. In addition to that, I should also start demo or paper trade those sessions that I would actually trade. And this should be done for the first 3 months of your trading if you have no experience yet, because it's truly recommended to just start by just back testing, forward testing, and just paper trading in your first 3 months, because one thing's for sure, you're not going to be profitable right away. You know, it's extremely rare to see someone be profitable, like actually profitable, within the first 3 months of trading. You just have to let the time mature, and that maturity and experience in these markets would actually give you an edge, and you just have to control yourself. That's why I'm composing these psychology videos in order for you to somehow speed up that process from fucked up psychology to now still fucked up, but a lot better when applied wisely. As for my second sub goal, this is only an instance that I recommend as well for you to do if you have no experience in the market, or basically you're just unprofitable at this point. Second sub goal, I am a master of my trading psychology. Now, what are the ways in order for me to be a master of my psychology? First, I'm a trader who reads 1 to 2 pages of Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, or Atomic Habits by James Clear, which I was, vocal book that I was recommending to read on the past video is the Atomic Habits by James Clear, because it would allow you to actually have or focus on improving your systems and following your systems. While Trading the Zone is also a great book in terms of your trading psychology. Next, I'm a trader who's objective, wherein I am proactive, not reactive. What does that mean? Knowing that I've already planned or backtested or have my strategy in check, I need to be playing my chess pieces or my cards on how I actually practiced it, because it should be already planned before you actually take a trade. For example, before taking a trade, I'm already looking for that. Let's say we have that higher time frame narrative that we are bullish, and the higher time frame draw liquidity are those previous day highs. So right now, I'm waiting for those lows, let's say Asian lows or London lows, to get swept with a bullish S&T. And now I know where should my takes profits would be. Stop loss should be just below on the swing low, and I should be breaking even at the -1 of my standard deviation. Lastly, I detach myself from the outcome and be process focused. I hope this video is helpful for y'all, and these are also one of the ways I did at first in order to become profitable, because being goal oriented as well as process focused is truly important. But I do believe that improving our systems or focusing on our systems is much more important. You need to do those sub goals under those long-term goals in order to actually attain them. You have to be consistent, disciplined, and do it even when you don't feel like it. So that's all for today's video. Peace out.